You are tuned in to another edition of Americana Music Profiles, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's jump right in to the next exciting interview. Swedish folk artist Reine Johanasson and his band Vargen have a special affection for the music of Bob Dylan, so much so that they petitioned the artist for permission to re-record some of his music in Swedish. Much to their surprise, he said yes. Reine is my guest on this edition of Americana Music Profiles as we talk about his life as a folk musician in Sweden and the journey to getting to record this new album. So I'm speaking to Reine today from Sweden, and he's got a new album out. Some reinterpretations of some Bob Dylan classics. So we're going to learn more about that and his music and music in Sweden and all that kind of good stuff. So, Reine, I appreciate you joining us. Thanks for being on the podcast today.
Thank you.
So we were talking off air a few minutes ago. We're actually it's always fun when we get to do this. We're 6 hours apart, so at the time of the call, it's 11 a.m. here in the United States. It's 5 p.m. for you there in Sweden, and you were telling me you just came in from a gig, so you're entering part 2 of your workday, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been? Tell me a little bit about your music career. How long has this been something that you've been pursuing?
Well, I started out as I started playing guitar when I was about 11, I guess, and had a few bands till I was 25. It was between, hard rock and blues bands and grunge and everything. Then I quit the music for a while and did some acting and music for theater stuff. And then a couple of years ago, I picked up the guitar again and dove into this great Swedish songbook for my work, playing in all different places for mostly elderly people for my occupation. And then I formed Vargen, then the Wolf, my artist and band name, to do my own stuff.
Okay.
Besides of that.
Yeah.
So I picked up the plugged-in music again a couple of years ago.
Sure. Okay. So is this now full-time for you, or did I hear you say that you have another occupation as well?
Yeah, I have another occupation for, I work 100% for something that you don't have in the U.S. It's called study unions, or what you can call it. It's we're creating a meaningful spare time for people, whether they like to learn languages or play music or anything like that. Then the government would give us study unions money, and we give good stuff for people on the spare time. So it's a great occupation, and I can use I can take my working schedule, in fact, when I want, so it's good to mix with Vargen.
Yeah, so that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
If I'm interpreting it correctly, you are employed as someone who helps people with their recreation time. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you, for instance, want to start an Americana band with your friends, we can offer maybe rooms or studios for that and help you out with it.
Oh, great. Okay.
So it's a great win-win situation, really, for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds like a great job. How would one be able to work that kind of employment there?
Oh, you're. In my case, I knew someone who was working there, and she thought that I would be great for this job because they were starting a big house filled with rehearsing studios and stuff for young bands, and they didn't have someone like me who were knowing the business and knowing how to speak music stuff with music people.
Sure.
So I got it that way.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah. What a great job and a great service, and to actually get paid twice for your music, right? That's neat.
No, only once, but
yeah. Yeah.
But it's great, and you can mix it. It works splendid, really, and it says, it's everybody happy occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's... You deal with, you make people happy, so it's it's a lot of positive energy.
Yeah, maybe we need some of those types of jobs here in our country. There's a lot of stressed out people. So we probably could use that. Yeah, go ahead. No, to finish your thought.
No, now it's a great thing, but it's really a government thing. It started with youth organizations in the 50s, 60s. We were, because we had it quite well in the industry and stuff, and the Sweden got wealthy because maybe we were out of the war.
Yeah. Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the government supported this kind of stuff, really. People and engaging in stuff. So it's great.
So you kind of been in and out of music then throughout your whole life. How your typical style approach to music? What would you call that? If someone hires you to come out and do your thing, more Americana? Is it Swedish pop? What's the flavor that you play?
Yeah, my flavor is what you hear on the record. Really, it's kind of an Americana country rock.
Yeah, cool.
The type of music. As I said, when I was younger, I was maybe I like to put on the distortion pedal more and get more feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
But I kind of calmed down with the years. And discovered, and I went back for the music really that when I first, as a kid or a child, I listened to a lot of, Creedence and early Type Great. Beatles and Stones, and that kind of stuff, and that all came back to me, and the way I write songs, it's in that area of songwriting really. And of course Dylan, his songs suits me perfectly, really.
So how did you? So how did you decide that Bob Dylan's music was someone that you wanted to retreat in your own style?
As a matter of fact, it was to develop my own lyric writing. I sat down with a master's work and tried to, what is it that he do that makes it so brilliant?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to, and that way I started to translate as a form of, just training my own lyric writing.
Right.
But then it went really easy with the translations, and I figured out, it was so obvious that it could be sung in Swedish and still sound good, and the lyrics were very close to the original, but it still worked well in Swedish.
Yeah. Did you? How did you decide which songs that you wanted to record?
Good question. A lot of people who interpret Dylan in Sweden and maybe translate it as well, they try to do it all,
Mm-hmm.
He's written on almost every subject there is to write about.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliantly. But for me, for the record, I had to take out a couple of numbers because they didn't feel, they didn't fit in that context of the album. So I had done, for instance, All Along the Watchtower, but I didn't really see the meaning of it in the album, or Highway 61 Revisited, in a more humorous song. So we decided on, love songs or loss or longing, some universal subjects for everyone. So we cooked it down to these 8 translations, and then we had a cover of another Swedish translation.
Uh-huh.
Fitting. Yeah.
Did you include any originals on this record?
No, only Bob Dylan translations.
Right. Okay. And how long?
Yeah.
How long has the record been out?
It's been out since April 26th. Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of weeks.
Have you been, or had you been playing some of these songs in your live performances prior to the release of the record?
Yeah, a lot. That's why it came so easy when we recorded them. Yeah, it was really a part of our set list. So we played them some of the songs I've been playing since 14 or 15.
Okay.
And with the band since 17.
So these songs were part of your repertoire. Probably your fans knew them then as songs that you played frequently.
Yeah, and that's why we really choose to make it worthwhile to fill in all these application forms to Dylan's publishers because it was a great demand from the crowd and the audience.
Yeah,
there came a lot of people when we did the translations, and they asked us for a record. So
yeah.
I thought, all right, I filled them in applications in. We heard that it was almost impossible, that the Dylan folks rarely answered, and if they answered, it was always no to it. But it was, but we had some live demos and back translations, which I filled in and sent in, and it was only a couple of months.
Really? Okay.
It took not only 2 months, and then we got almost every song approved. Like a Rolling Stone was the red lights were on that.
Yeah.
The green light were on the rest of them.
Yeah. Huh. That's neat. Do you when you?
We did a free interpretation of like Rolling Stones, not at all based on the original lyrics. So I guess it was obvious. That's why we didn't get it.
Okay, but you still get to perform that live if you choose to.
No, you can't.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you fill in the application form, then it's it's easier to ask for forgiveness and allowance.
Yeah. Once you revealed your secret, right? It's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you perform them, do you always do them in your native language, or do you perform them sometimes in the original English lyric?
No, always our native language.
Yeah.
On some occasion, there'll be some peace festivals and so on in Sweden, and we did maybe Blowing in the Wind.
Okay.
In original lyrics.
Yeah.
But no, we always did our own and a couple of other people's translations as well. So it's our thing really, which stands out and gets us a crowd. I think. Yeah.
So obviously there was, if I understand correctly, there was 8 songs that you got approved. When you play those out as that collection, what types of other music do you add with that to fill out a set list?
It's kind of similar. I write similar music.
Okay.
In fact, like Bob Dylan songs, or if you take a Dylan song from the 60s or 70s, and Creedence or any of that Americana stuff, it's in that vein of song crafting. So it's like that. It's a bit country rock. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with early Dire Straits with Sultans of Swing and them.
Oh,
songs.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that. We got this great guitar player with us who also plays the dobro and lap steel. So he adds a flavor to